Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class in this chapter, that is control and coordination, we were talking about what is the control and what is the coordination, and we have started to understand the coordination in animals. And in that students, we have started with the human nervous system. We have started with the human nervous system and we have understood that what are the different sense organs are there, and these sense organs consisting of receptors, and these receptors, they are responsible for taking the chemicals from the stimulus. These chemicals will get converted into electrical impulses, and these impulses will be carried to the brain or to the spinal cord, where it will get interpreted, processed, and finally it will be the information again it will be given to the effector. What are the effectors, students? Effectors are the muscles which used to respond to the stimulus, to the change that occur in the environment. Okay, so we have seen the stimulus, we have seen how the stimulus is responded by that of the human nervous system. You see students, we have seen here one more thing, that neuron. The smallest unit of a nervous system is neuron. So neuron is what? It is the smallest basic unit of a nervous system. And the role of the neuron is, students, when it help in transferring, it help in carrying the information from the one part to the other part of the body. You see students, when the information is carried out from the one neuron to the other neuron, we have seen that there is a gap between the two neurons. Okay, so the question arises that if there is a gap between the neurons, so how the information is being carried out from one neuron to the other? So we have seen here that actually it is with the help of the neurotransmitter, the information will be passed, it crosses the gap from one neuron to the other neuron. Okay. So what happened when the information from that of the dendrites reaches to the cell body and then to the axon reaches to the nerve ending? What happened? It starts releasing a chemical substances. These chemical substances will be taken up by the dendrite of the other neuron, and it will be converted into electrical impulses, and these electrical impulses is same as that they have seen in case of the in the first neuron, in the previous neuron. So same kind of information in the form of electrical impulses will be carried out from one neuron to the other neuron. So this is how the transfer of the information, the transfer of the impulses, it occurs from one neuron to other neuron by the chemical substance which is present in it, or we can say with the help of the neurotransmitter. Okay. Now, talking about the organ of the nervous system, student, we have seen basically the organ of the nervous system, it includes the different kind of nerves. And in that case, students, we have divided the nerves also into three types. The first nerve is of a cranial nerve. Then other kind of a nerve is also there, which is called as a spinal nerve. And also a kind of a nerve which is called as visceral nerve is also present. Cranial, spinal nerve and visceral nerve. Now let us try to understand that what is the role of the cranial nerve, then what is the spinal nerve, and what is visceral nerve. Talking about the cranial nerve, students, this is the nerve which used to connect all the part of the body to the brain or to the head. Okay, so we can say that it helps in connecting all the body parts. So it helps in connecting all the body parts to the head directly to the brain. Directly to the brain. Okay, so cranial nerves, the term came from cranium, and you know that cranium is what? That is the skull, which is actually the part of the head, part of the skull or cranium. This is the same thing, students. That is why it is said that the nerve which directly came or which connect all the different part of the body directly to the head, such kind of a nerve is called as a cranial nerve. Now this cranial nerve is also divided into two types, and that is sensory nerve and motor neuron. So sensory and motor neuron is also present with it. It means the neuron which used to carry the information from the sense organ directly to the brain, and the neuron which used to carry the response from the brain to the different parts of the body. Okay student, this is the cranial nerves. Now talking about the spinal nerve, so obviously this is what spinal nerve is what? Which basically help in connecting all the different part of the body to the spinal cord, and that is why the name is given as the spinal nerve. This spinal nerve is also consisting of the two type of a neuron in it, and that is called as the sensory or motor neuron. It means there are nerves which used to carry the information from the receptor to the spinal cord, and also carry the information to the muscle cells with the help of the motor neuron from that of the spinal cord. So two type of a nerve is also there. What about the visceral nerves? Talking about the visceral nerves, this is also consisting of a two types of a neuron in it, that is sensory and motor neuron. Here visceral nerves, so basically most of the nerves in case of a visceral nerve is attached with the spinal cord, although there are nerves which is also attached directly to the brain, and this nerves actually it is connected to the internal organ of the or internal part of the body. So we can say that most of the visceral nerve connected to the internal part of the body to the spinal cord as well as brain. Okay, so visceral nerves are nerves which basically it connected the internal part of the body to the spinal cord as well as to the brain. That kind of a nerve is called as visceral nerve. So what we have understood here, student, that there are three different types of nerves are there, including cranial nerve, spinal nerve and visceral nerves. Cranial nerve is the nerve which is basically connected all the different part of the body to the brain directly. A spinal connection with the spinal cord, and visceral it is the connection of the nerves with the internal organ, and all of them they consisting of the sensory neuron as well as the motor neuron. Okay, so they used to carry the information with the help of a sensory neuron as well as the motor neuron, students. Okay, this is the main part of the nervous system. This is what, student, this is the main organ of the nervous system. Now let us see that what are the different parts of the nervous system. Basically it is divided into two different parts, and that is central nervous system which basically involves the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system which include all the different kind of nerves. Okay, again the peripheral nervous system it is divided into two, that is voluntary and automatic nervous system. So let us see that what are the different parts of the main parts of the nervous system. We have seen that these are some of the organs of the nervous system. Now let us see that in which different part it has been divided into. So we can say here peripheral, let us see that what are the main parts. So main parts of nervous system. So if we will understand it with the help of a flow chart, that will be much better, and then we will going to understand each of the concept one by one. So the classification of the various part in a nervous system, this is what student, this is the nervous system. Okay, this is the nervous system. Now this nervous system, it is basically divided into two. The first one is central nervous system, and the second one is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. And this peripheral nervous system, it is also divided into two. The first one is automatic nervous system, and the another one is voluntary system. Okay, that is called as voluntary nervous system. Voluntary nervous system. Okay, so you can see here that how division has been take place in case of a nervous system. This is the main classification of the nervous system, student. So it includes the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and peripheral nervous system is again divided into automatic and voluntary. This automatic nervous system, it is also called as involuntary nervous system. So we have to understand what is the involuntary and what is the voluntary nervous system. Before that, we will try to understand what is the peripheral nervous system. So I hope you have understood what is a nervous system. Let us try to understand that what are the different parts of the nervous system, students. So we will start with the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system. What is a peripheral nervous system? Peripheral nervous system, actually the difference between the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system is that in case of a peripheral nervous system, it includes all the nerves which together the nervous system. We know that the nerves, they join together to form or to complete the nervous system. In case of a peripheral nervous system, we will see all the different kind of nerves. So we can say here that all the nerves of the body, they constitute the peripheral nervous system. Okay. So we can write here that all the nerves of the body together make up the peripheral nervous system. Okay, the peripheral nervous system. This, it means all the nerves we will include into the peripheral nervous system. So till now, student, we have seen the three types of a nervous system: cranial, spinal and visceral nervous system nerves. These all will be included into the peripheral nervous system, and all the different types of nerves, they are having their own two neuron, that is sensory and motor neuron. So we have seen, student, that in case of a peripheral nervous system, basically all the nerves of the body, they combine together to form the peripheral nervous system. Now, if we want to understand it in a broader way, we can understand it with the first one, and that is reflex action or reflex arc. What is the reflex action or reflex arc? Basically, you have seen that this is a quick response. this kind of a action which will be done by any organism happens without thinking. Such kind of a action is called as reflex action, like blinking of the eyes, like yawning, like sneezing, or when you the kind of reaction you show when you are in fear, or when you touch a very hot utensil, so you just pull out your hand suddenly. So this is what these all are the things is not well planned. These things happen very quickly in a very short interval of a time, and such kind of action is called as the reflex action. Talking about the reflex act, we will discuss it later, but the action here which occur very quickly within a time without thinking, such kind of action is called as the reflex action, students. So we can write here that a reflex action is one which we perform automatically. Reflex action which occur very quickly. Okay, so reflex action is what? It is one which we perform automatically. Okay, so anything like yawning, student, yeah, sneezing, or blinking of eyes, these all are we will include into the reflex action. Okay, so we can say that it is what? It is an automatic response. We can say that reflex action is what? It is an automatic response. Automatic response to a stimulus. Okay? Now see. So how does it happen, students? I already had given an example of a reflex action, that is when an object, when a person he touches a very hot object or a hot plate, he is suddenly pull away his hand, and the reason is what happened. The receptors, you know that, which is basically present at our sense organ. So if it is, if we will talk about the skin, so skin is having thermoreceptor. So the thermoreceptor which is present on the surface of the skin, when it touches the hot plate, it triggers. Because hot plate is what? It is stimulus. So because of the presence of a stimulus, it triggers the neuron. Okay, and this chemical substance which is released by that of the stimulus, it get converted into the impulse, and this will help in giving this impulse to the sensory neuron. Now the sensory neuron, it will carry it to the relay neuron, and from the relay neuron it will reaches. With the help of a motor neuron, it will reaches to the muscle cells. Now, muscle cells are what? These are effector, students. So, as soon as it get the information that yes, the plate is hot, it just pull away. So, here the muscle cells are working, and this whole process, it take place in in a very less time. Means it take place very fast, and that is why we will say that there is no time for thinking of it. Okay, so as you touch it, it is because of the receptor, it sense it and make the hand to it pull away the hand away from the hot plate. So this is what? This is the reflex action. Here we are showing an automatic response to the stimulus. That is why this action is called as reflex action. There is another term, students, that is reflex arc. So let us see what is reflex arc. So the total path So we can say here the pathway or the route, the pathway or route taken by nerve impulse, by the nerve impulse, in a reflex action, impulses in a reflex action. The pathway or the route taken by the nerve impulses in a reflex action is called as reflex arc. Okay, so here the pathway which is covered by the nerve means the sensory neuron to the relay, and from the relay to the motor, this whole pathway, that is called as a reflex arc, student. Like right now we have seen an example of a reflex action where a person touching the hot plate will going to move his hand as soon as he came to know that the plate is hot. So this action, this sudden response, is automatic response of pulling his hand away from the hot plate is the reflex action. Now what happened at first, the sensory cell, how this process of the reflex arc occurs, student. So first of all, let me rub it. So at first what happened? First of all, a stimulus is there, student, which is what? Which is a heat. Stimulus. Like heat. Stimulus, which is a heat. This stimulus will be touched by a receptor. It will be touched by a receptor. Okay, now this is what? This is a heat detector. Heat detector in skin. Heat detector in skin of hand. Okay, receptor. Okay, now this will, from the receptor, you know that this receptor will carry the information in the form of impulses, and it will be transferred to the neuron. That neuron is what? It is the sensory neuron. So we will say that it is sensory neuron, which used to carry the information from the receptor, and it will be carried from the receptor to the spinal cord. To the spinal cord. Okay, sensory neuron from the receptor to the spinal cord, and then from the spinal cord it will meet to the another one, and that is effector. Now this effectors, it will be carried out by motor neuron. And finally what will be the effect, student? That is the response, which is shown by the effectors. Okay, it will be lifting of hand. So basically it is what? It is the reflex arc. Okay, this is the reflex arc. Here, this actually happened when the thermoreceptor, which is a heat detector present in the skin, it detects that there is something hot. So it detects that, convert it into electrical impulse into the and provide it to the sensory neuron. The sensory neuron transfer it to the spinal cord. From the spinal cord, with the help of the motor neuron, it will reaches to the effector, and the effector will respond accordingly by lifting the hand. Okay, so this is how the reflex action take place. Now, the reflexes also are of two types. There are some of the reflexes that is done by the spinal cord, and such kind of a reflexes is called as the spinal reflexes. While there are some of the reflex action which is shown by the brain, and such kind of a reflexes is called as cerebral reflexes. So you can see here such kind of a automatic response, it will be, there is no need of a thinking, so obviously brain do not take part, and such kind of a reflexes is called as spinal reflexes. But if we talk about in case of a bright light, suppose students you came from a bright light to a dim light, so you expand your pupil. And when you go from a dark light, from a dim light to a bright light, you contract your pupil. So basically this is also what? This is also a kind of a reflex action. And this reflex action, it will be carried by the brain. It is done by the brain, and such kind of a reflexes is called as cerebral reflexes. So let us see what it is. Okay. So let us write it that what is spinal reflex as well as what is cerebral reflexes. This is what, student, this reflex arc that we have drawn right now, it is an example of a spinal reflex action or spinal reflexes. So here, the one thing that we have understood, student, it is if, you see that if the reflex action, the reflexes, or we can say the reflexes of these type, the reflexes of this type, the reflexes of this types which involve only the involves only the spinal cord are called spinal reflexes, are called spinal reflexes. Okay, reflexes of the type which only involve the spinal cord, such kind of reflexes are called as spinal reflexes. Then the reflexes in which only brain is involved is called as cerebral reflexes. Is called as cerebral reflexes. So the reflex in which only the brain is involved, such kind of a reflexes is called as cerebral reflexes, students. Basically here in this case you will find that when the spinal cord is responsible for giving any action, that is called as spinal reflexes, and when the brain is there, then cerebral reflexes. An example of the cerebral reflexes, yes, I told you that what happened when a person moved from a dim light to a bright light, he used to contract his pupil, and when he entered from a bright light to a dark place, so then he expand his pupil. Reason is in order to accommodate, and this will be done with the help of the brain. What happened in our eyes, there are again receptors are there, and such receptors are called as photoreceptors. Now the role of the photoreceptors, they used to sense the amount of a light and give information to the brain with the help of the sensory neuron. Now the brain used to respond accordingly and giving the information with the help of a motor neuron to the eye muscles. Okay, now the muscle used to contract or used to expand accordingly to the light. Okay, so this is how the movement of the eye occur when a person moves from a brighter light to a lower, or from the lower light to the brighter light, student. So we can write it here, that is, we can draw a diagram for this one also, students, in order to understand that what kind of a reflex action that we are talking about. So here, students, first of all, a stimulus is there, which is a bright light. Stimulus, bright light. Bright light is what? It is the stimulus. It will receives receptor, which is eye receptor. Then it will send the message to the brain, okay, with the help of the neuron that is called as sensory neuron. Now brain interprets it, processes it, and finally again gives the information to the effectors. What is the effectors here? Is the eye muscle, effector, with the help of motor neuron, and then response occur. What kind of a response, students? That is, pupil shrinks. Pupil shrinks. And what is the effector? Circular muscle of the eye. Circular muscle of the eye. That is what? That is the effector. This is also a what? It is also a reflex arm, but this time this reflex arm belong to the cerebral reflex arm. So this is how the cerebral reflexes or spinal reflexes takes place.